Hey there, Smodcast supporters and listeners. It's your old pal, Fat Kev Smith. Guess what, man? We're hitting the road with some shows. That's right, man. A Smodco show is heading your way, and I'm here to give you some dates for that before we dive into this week's new episode of whatever podcast you're about to listen to of the 96 that I record daily. Tickets for all of these things are available at csmod.com. March 13th, Babble at the Improv again in Melrose. March 14th, there's a Evening with Kevin Smith Q&A and a Jay and Silent Bob Get Old in Tempe, Arizona at the Tempe Improv. March 27th, once again, we're back at the Improv on Melrose, but we're doing Jay and Silent Bob Get Old at the Improv this time. March 28th, we're doing Edumacation with me and Andy McElfresh at the Ice House in Pasadena. On April 4th, we're doing Jay and Silent Bob Get Old in Ontario, California at the Ontario Improv. On April 11th, we're doing Jay and Silent Bob Get Old and a Q&A at the Brea Improv. April 17th, I'm doing Why Bry with Brian Johnson, and doing a Evening with Kevin Smith Q&A at the Fort Lauderdale Improv. April 18th, doing Why Bry and Evening with Kevin Smith at the Palm Beach Improv in Florida. And then April 19th, we're doing Why Bry in Orlando. That's when I go see my mom. Anyway, there's a bunch of shows if you're in those neck of the woods. Vancouver, Seattle, Hollywood, Pasadena, Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, Ontario, California, Brea, California, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, or Orlando, Florida. Come see a Smodco show. Tickets, as always, available at csmod.com. And now, a free Smodco podcast for your ear pussy.
What the hell just happened? I think you guys raped me.
Holy shit, there's a fucking frog in my slippers.
First he wiped the sauce off me, then he fucked me.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. I'm here. Walt's here. BQ is here.
Yo.
And we have a special guest. Will we announce him right now, Walt? Or do we wait until...
It depends on what you want to do. You guys want to talk about something else and then do it, or get right into a new segment? That could become a regular feature if it goes well, right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What do we have?
It could become a regular feature.
It'd be fun. We put people up.
The Tell 'em Steve Dave hot seat.
I had this trial by fire ants.
Ooh. I love it.
Wow.
I love it. And we have an inaugural guest.
Guest is, I call him defendant.
The anti-Bono. Chris Laudando.
Thank you.
Who, friend of the show, publisher, writer of
Constellation Park,
and another one, right? Didn't you do another one?
We did. Yeah, we did two.
What was the other one?
Constellation Park Part 2.
Oh, Part 2. Okay. There you go. Parts 1 and 2. And last week, Walt, we called him on the carpet without him being here, as is our way.
Well, to give refreshers, we were talking about people complaining about
ingrates,
Amber Alerts, which led into us comparing the outrage about the Amber Alerts to the outrage regarding the U2 album that was given to Apple users last year. And you said that you bore witness to some raging and some trolling.
A little bit of raging against the machine.
By Chris Laudando.
That is iTunes.
And
which I would say he's worse than a person who complains about the Amber Alerts.
So I thought my feeling was there's a lot of things that you guys rail against. How about we...
Why is he removing himself from that equation?
But I thought, why not, at times, we'll use one person to represent a community, and we'll put them on trial.
Mm-hmm. We've become out of touch with our celebrity and being treated like royalty wherever we go, so we don't really know how the common man thinks anymore.
We couldn't walk out of Cracker Barrel today, Walt, without blowjobs just flying our way.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel was hardly. Yeah, Cracker Barrel was a whole.
What's going on? You were at Cracker Barrel and you were offered head?
No, I'm kidding. Nothing of note happened today.
You were at Cracker Barrel today?
Yeah, Brian and I went to Cracker Barrel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where's Cracker Barrel at?
Like I-95?
It was off of 287 somewhere.
Why the fuck were you guys all the way out there?
Well, we had we had gone up to Q's parents have a cabin up in the Poconos, so we went last night and spent the night there, and on the way back had
Who did?
Q and I.
Just him. We watched the Joyride.
Little romantic weekend.
Yeah, fireplace going.
Yeah, you didn't see our videos that we sent from the.
We posted videos from.
So you guys went on a cabin retreat together?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Watched movies and ate dinner. Had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Q rescued me, actually. The pizza on my plate, it slid off the plate all over my arm, and I was sitting on a chair, and I couldn't move, and he rescued. In fact, I think I said the words, Q rescue me.
Q rescue me.
I had hot sauce and cheese all over my arm. I was, he is a first responder, a born first responder. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like riding a bike or having sex, right, Q?
Yeah.
It just leap right into action.
That's
yeah.
right.
You don't even need to have him ask you for help.
No,
Yeah.
I just sensed it. And
First he
running.
wiped the sauce off me, then he fucked me.
Oh, those are the blowjobs you're talking about?
Yeah.
Around the Cracker Barrel restroom? Anybody else want to take a go?
Yeah.
No?
You did save me. Get out of here.
That paper bag in here.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to the Cracker Barrel story later on. But right now, I'm far more interested in the what was the name of it again? It's
Trial by fire, ... ants. Or trial by TSD. I don't know.
I like the first one. Yeah.
Okay. But it's really not a trial by the ants, though, because my feeling was
Yeah, but we're
me
ants.
and me and Brian
Right.
would go on the prosecutorial attack.
But of another ant, because I'm like the original ant. I bought an iPod because of the show. When he told me...
He's trying to curry favor right now.
No, I got an iPod because of telling Steve that.
Don't try to curry favor.
Years ago.
Yeah, the jury is to ignore.
Strike those comments. Strike those comments.
But I figured that Q, since you're very close friends with Chris,
Yes.
and I've always considered you to be one of the most level-headed guys when it comes to things that don't have anything to do with you so much. Like you can be very emotionally detached and see things as
some say psychotic. Please, so
you can see things with a clear head, and I will allow you to judge.
Okay.
If
So Chris will be defending himself.
Yeah.
You guys will be prosecuting, and I'll be the judge. And what is it? What are the outcomes here? Is he worse than Bono? Or
he's got to tweet. He's got to tweet 140 character apology to you two.
And iTunes.
And iTunes. And Apple. Everybody under the sun.
All right. And Chris, you agree to these terms?
Yes, I do.
If he's found innocent, he walks away, and forever he never can be tried again. And he's
no double jeopardy here.
So there's no repercussions for the prosecutor, just like in real life.
Right.
All right. So in a court, you read the charges. So what are the charges?
I have the charges right here.
Oh shit! I immediately regret coming down here.
So I'll address Q as Judge Q.
Okay. Yes.
Like Judge Judy, Judge
Put on
Q.
my powdered wig.
Judge Cutie.
Your Honor, Mr. Laudando is charged with being guilty of what is wrong with a lot of America today. When they log onto the internet, they become ill-mannered. They become too ill-mannered, too obnoxious, too self-important, and too disrespectful. Last year, Mr. Laudando, along with tens of thousands, and that may be an understatement, it may have been millions, right? Of
at least hundreds of thousands
of Apple users were given a free full-length album by the rock group U2. But instead of saying thank you, now let me preface this. I'm going on the fact that Brian told me you went overboard in your
which I'm here to,
in your so take that into consideration. What the things I'm about to say right now.
Sure. No,
all the information that I have came from my colleague here, who told me that you went on a fucking rant.
Right away, the judge has to recognize that your whole case is based on hearsay.
I may be overcharging.
Right. That's okay. That's okay. But wait a minute.
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
You'll have your opportunity, Chris.
Okay, I will. I
don't want to be held in contempt of this court.
I should say off the bat that the judge really wants to see him write that apology and tweet it. So I don't know how good your chances are. All right.
He's going to come after you like Max Cady and shit.
So you were given, along with millions of other Apple users, the free full-length album by the rock group U2. But instead of saying thank you, Mr. Laudando cried foul. And the term cried has never been more accurate. Mr. Laudando was apparently unable to wipe away his tears of rage because his hands were too busy alerting the internet of this unacceptable outrage. An album that Mr. Laudando did not want was on his phone. Hell,
I've never heard a judge read charges like this in this tone. I love it.
An album that Mr. Laudando did not want was on his phone. Hell hath no fury like a middle-aged privileged male with an internet connection. Mr. Laudando then officially joined the internet troll mob to spew his rage and clog our information highway with his insignificant, invalid, and ignorant tweets. My colleague, Brian Johnson, and I ask you, Judge Q, to show as much mercy on Mr. Laudando as Mr. Laudando showed you too.
Wow. All right. Can you applaud opening statements?
I love it. Yeah.
That's round upon.
I came here with one tweet and a fucking sticky pad. I'm already fucked.
I'm ill-prepared, Your Honor.
Can we delay proceedings? You're asking? No, we cannot.
Asking
No,
for
wait,
a
I have
continuance.
one question.
Yes.
If I'm found innocent, what does the accuser...
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's just like real
Okay.
life. This is we want to echo how a real court
In
acts.
Tesdy Town.
Prosecution does not face any kind of
Right.
repercussions for not winning a case.
Okay.
Judge Cutie. All right. So do you have anything to add to this?
I would be crazy to try to add anything to that.
All right. Chris, what do you have to say?
Okay. So last Friday, when the episode aired, I got about 50 text messages and 40 tweets saying that you guys were talking about me. So I downloaded the episode.
I know. I'm afraid of ghosts.
Yeah. I'm like, what do they say now? No clue that it would have anything to do with you too. So this took me by surprise because Brian went on and on saying that I went on and on complaining, I guess, a week ago about, how could... Wait, I had it written down. Worked up, how dare you upload without my permission? This is him quoted. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
Luckily, I saved the tweet. So this is exactly what I said.
Do you not normally save your tweets, or this?
Well, I took a picture of it just in case. It's saved on my photos for the court, Your Honor.
You want to submit that into evidence?
Yes, I want to submit. This is Exhibit
that's
A.
Honor right there.
Oh, Your Honor.
Is this the only tweet that you made about the situation?
There may have been. Well, let me.
Oh,
wait.
all right.
Okay.
There were more.
No. There was one. There was actually one more.
Do you have that other tweet?
I can find it.
Okay, well, the
Okay.
judge is
Why
very
did you-
interesting that you only brought half the evidence, as if you're trying to bury the other one.
Well, this could be a mistrial, and I can just go home.
Both doors are locked. You ain't getting out of here.
So this is okay.
You came in very cocky this afternoon.
I do. I'm ready to go. I came in guns blazing. So this was the tweet. Okay. Still can't figure out how to delete this unwanted U2 album. What the fuck, iTunes Music? That was it.
Well, that wasn't it, though.
No, well, a couple of people. Now let me find it.
We're going to need that.
Oh,
other
do you
one.
have it? Do you have
I don't have it because I couldn't figure out how to find.
Yeah, a likely
Oh, no,
story, Your
I
Honor.
couldn't figure out how to find.
How long
I
ago
was
was it?
definitely
I'll find it.
paraphrasing because but I do remember him. I remember being taken aback slightly because he is, like we said, such a nice guy and such a good dude that I was shocked. I thought maybe he was in a drunken rage or something,
There had to be something more. At
There
the heart
had
of
to be
this.
something
Couldn't just
beyond
be
the free album.
free album.
No.
Do you have it, Chris?
I'm looking for it.
Chris, is everything okay at home?
Everything's okay at home.
Is everything okay at work?
Yes.
Was there any undue pressure in your life aside from finding me a Vin Diesel lookalike for the Fast and
Yeah,
Furious?
besides you guys taking forever to answer text messages back.
Right.
All right, well, while you're looking, can I ask you questions?
Please.
When and how did you first realize the U2 album was on your phone?
Okay, so that's a good question. So about whenever the album came out, I looked at my iTunes and panicked. I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't buy this album." I had no idea that they were giving away, a free album. So I
panicked.
I panicked.
Panic's the
I was
word?
panic stricken.
Okay. All right.
But because you thought someone hacked your account?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like somebody might have
You
hacked
didn't
the
know
account.
it was Bono.
Right. Or I thought maybe
In
I pushed a
concert with
button.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Or maybe I bought something by accident. I did
Panic-inducing thoughts.
Yeah.
all
You
of them.
panicked
Right.
that you spent $8.99 accidentally.
Right. And then I
Okay,
found out
so-
it was a free album. But
So how quickly? Like,
Did you-
go ahead. Kim.
Did you listen to the album?
No.
So you don't even know if it was good?
I don't give a shit. Fuck Bono. But YouTube's
All right, order in the court.
Okay, sorry.
Order in the court. Order in the court. Come on. Don't make me keep you in contempt.
You have to remove him.
So after you discovered the album on your phone, were you were saying initially you were panicked? How quickly did that panic turn to anger and rage?
There wasn't any anger and rage. There was none. I actually,
What the fuck, iTunes? I mean, even
that was
that
weeks
alone.
later. That was weeks later because it's still there. I thought it would just go away, just fall
Vulgarities.
off my account.
And you were, but weeks later, you were still complaining about it?
That one tweet.
There was more than one. There was one more
What's
than
the
more
one
than one
you
tweet.
remember?
though.
Brian?
tweeting to me.
What's the one you remember? If you could paraphrase it.
The one that
Doesn't exist.
I do remember. I remember that one, but I also remember a slightly longer one that, like, why the fuck is this on here if I didn't buy it? Blah blah blah. Like, there was a longer one. You said there were two, right?
There was because somebody. Oh yeah, because I got embarrassed. Somebody like a U2 like fan group or something tweeted me back saying this is how you can remove it. Like there's a way.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, thanks, thank you," or something like that. That was my second tweet. So, but I still have it on my phone. But every day, when I commute to work,
Was that first tweet?
I can't find the second one. It was just a thank you.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah,
Allegedly.
yeah. It was just thanks for telling me how to remove it. But I still have it on my account.
Were you aware of the backlash that U2 faced with the release of the way they released this album?
Kinda. Yeah, a little bit.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So, so by the time you sent that tweet,
It was
you were joining the growing masses.
I see you guys are. You're leading the witness.
No, we're not. No, we're not. This is how. You ever
see
watch
how you
Law and
guys
Order? This is how it works.
I mean, based on the tweets that I've seen, the
I have
case
more,
against
Q.
him
I have
seems
more, Q.
okay.
Thank
Very
you.
weak. Very weak at this point.
Who are some of your favorite artists, Mr. Laudando?
Okay, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Jeff Buckley.
You love the 90s.
I'm stuck in the 90s.
Okay.
I'd say you two albums came out in the 90s, I'd say.
I have a hypothetical question for you, though.
Okay.
Would you be as angry if one of those bands that you liked were to pop up on your phone tomorrow morning?
No.
Assuming that, you were able to recover from your panic state.
Should I
You
buy
would not
this?
be upset.
No, I wouldn't be upset.
Okay. Do you think that any of those artists you mentioned will ever do a promotion like this ever again, based upon the way you and the internet threw a temper tantrum?
I hope not. I see what you guys are doing.
Do you think that,
You guys do it
say
very
yes
well.
or no? Do you think that one of your favorite artists will ever will do a promotion like you two did?
Probably they won't.
Well, Soundgarden
No.
has broken up. Nirvana has broken up.
Soundgarden's together.
Well,
They're back together again?
Yeah, they had a new album 2000.
Jeff Buckley is dead, right?
Jeff Buckley's dead.
Drowned.
so
If Soundgarden, so if Soundgarden,
almost no artist is ever going to do this ever again. No artist is ever just going to give their music away.
Soundgarden
Again?
did give away a free song, didn't they? If I'm not mistaken, didn't
they did. But
Did you complain about that one?
No, because you can go and get it. No, wait. It wasn't forced on my phone. Like every morning when I'm on the ferry and I look at my iPod, I see Bono's dick pop up on my friggin' phone.
Bono's dick?
He
What do
just
you mean?
pushed his
Oh, what are you
cock in my
talking
phone.
Oh,
Basically.
that's conjecture.
So in
What?
reality, can we just get a yes or no, not a probably? Do you think any artist will ever go do this route again?
Yes.
You do?
I think they
You
would.
think that after this backlash, an artist will ever put their album on?
I think so. Yes.
The album was Songs of Innocence, I'm guessing. It's on my phone.
I'm afraid to even touch it on my phone.
With that I mean, U2 had to issue an apology.
I wasn't aware that they had to issue an apology.
Yeah.
Really?
Bono
look it up while you're
was
talking.
humbled had to apologize publicly for this promotion.
Are you a U2 fan?
I am not a U2 fan.
Okay. Now, there was a band a few years ago, Radiohead. Remember them from the 90s?
Yes.
They did something similar where they came out with an album, but they said, you know what? There's no price tag. Donate whatever you want.
I remember
to us.
that.
That's kind of cool. But you had to go to it, not that it appeared on your phone.
We're talking. You're going off on an area that we're not even there yet, though.
When are we going to get there?
Have you ever downloaded any music without paying for it, Chris?
No.
Be honest.
Never.
Never.
Never, ever. Never.
I believe him.
You know what? I believe them too, because the reason, even though you take a lot of ball breaking for being afraid of spirits and specters
we'll
and
get to that
ghouls, the real reason you didn't want to go deeper into the woods with us that day is because you were pursuing a career that had something to do
Thank
with
you.
law.
Yes. Well, it's where I work.
And and you're like, it wouldn't be that great for me if I got arrested.
Right.
And that's really the reason that you didn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been vindicated after all these years.
It's not going to matter. It's not like it's going to go away just because of the true facts.
Yeah.
By the truth.
It's already canon.
Yeah, I work for a criminal justice college.
Okay.
And yeah,
So you have never illegally downloaded a song or an
seriously,
album?
never did.
Okay. Well, I mean, you would admit though it's a big problem.
yeah.
Okay. So if you had said yes, I wish you did. I wish you had
course
stolen
you
a song. I would have said, I would have told you, Q, to let the record show that Chris wants the ability to steal from any artist as he sees fit, but doesn't want an artist to have the ability to gift him some free music.
Right.
I see how this is totally set up.
It's a great hypothetical. It's a great hypothetical.
But he said he
is-
hasn't. I don't know if I believe. I mean, hey, we're not under oath here, so
Right.
who's to say if
Okay.
he has a legally
Well, you know what?
downloaded
In the
a song or not?
90s, I bootleg CDs. There you go.
You made mixtapes.
Mixtapes, like everybody else did. I bought maybe bootlegged concert albums that
You made them. Or
His,
bought
his,
them?
cre-
No,
his credibility is now thrown into
Yeah.
question.
There you go. So you happy now? I'm back in shit town. Whatever you guys
You
want.
want the ability to take a song against an artist's will, but you don't want to give that artist the same opportunity to give you something against your will.
I think it should be by choice. I think that's great that they want to do that. That's a great thing that you two did, but they forced it on you.
You didn't think it was a great thing. You're
They
lying
forced
right
it
now.
on you. The methodology was incorrect.
But it's not like they jacked up your car and put spinners on your wheels.
Right.
All right. It's something that's very easily deleted.
No. I mean, you have to there's a special way to do it. That's why it's still on my phone. I don't know how to, I mean, somebody sent me the link.
Well, the
but
YouTube, but
you
you
have to
didn't.
do some digging. You have to do some digging to delete it.
Okay. I'm reading this. This actually may tie into our Cracker Barrel story, Q.
All right.
I'm reading right now that I guess it was such a big deal that they had he had to apologize, like you said, Walt. They worked with Apple to ensure the album, which received a lukewarm which received a lukewarm critical reception in some quarters, was given away to an estimated 500 million iTunes account holders
I was way off base when I said tens of thousands.
as part of the promotional exercise. Well, that's how many they gave it to, not how many complained. Now, Bono apologized in response to a Facebook question by a user named Harriet Madeline Jobson. She said, can you please never release an album on iTunes that automatically downloads to people's playlists ever again? It's really rude. Giving someone a gift is now considered rude. Would you agree with that, Chris Laudando, that it was rude of them?
No, but you know what? I was thinking somebody tweeted the other day to me saying that maybe it wasn't U2's. They probably had nothing to do with it appearing that way. That was probably iTunes.
Hearing what way?
That
Just
it
popping
popped
up?
yeah.
Oh, I'll bet you that's not true.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bet you
I'm sure
two
they
had their
ran on
finger
it.
every.
Yeah. No, free stuff is great. Don't get me wrong, but
Like if Walt slipped an extra free comic into your bag when you left today,
right.
you would take to Twitter.
No, it was not.
The supposedly mutual beneficial meeting of mega bands immediately turned into public relations debacle for Apple and U2, as angry iTunes users, such as Chris Laudando, took to social media to complain. Thousands said it took up precious storage space from their devices. How much could it possibly have taken up?
But don't you have to download it?
100
you have to
megs?
download it.
No,
Like, it's just in the playlist. That doesn't mean it's on your phone.
right. It's in the cloud.
Yeah.
So,
what
right.
precious room is it taking?
It was a gift from Apple. Someone, a corporation who people go on and on and on about how they overcharge and they rip you off and they don't let you use, your phone for what you want to use it for, using whatever apps or whatever. They finally did something that they thought people would enjoy, and it was turned on them by the entitled masses.
What I find the real problem is not the gift giving and the thought behind it or the process behind it. Is what I find is like the music industry is suffering. Mm-hmm. The music industry is vital to society. I think. Like I know Walt, you would disagree. I know you react.
I think
you react
it is
to
vital.
music differently than the rest of us.
Oh, believe me. I probably have more songs on my phone / iPod than you do.
Okay.
So I
don't
agree.
think so,
I
but-
enjoy music.
Okay. So
But I don't sit there but I will let the record show. I have never cried over a song.
Right, as we've learned. So, let the record show. But the point is, the record industry is vital, and it's in trouble, and it's trying new things. And
Thinking outside the box.
And you'd think they would be rewarded for that alone, but nobody seemed to take that angle. Everybody seemed to worry about the 4 megs it took up.
I'm not
cloud.
putting. See, I was more angry at not the format or how you two did it or what band it was. I was more angry at the backlash of people who are given something for free and then are so awful and rude and things they would never say to an artist's face they said online.
Not even like mildly annoyed, enraged.
Which I was not.
Well, you were panicked.
I was initially panicked. Yes, that element. I'm like, fuck, what'd I do?
My iPod's haunted.
Well,
I threw the phone out the window.
well, Q, is there any more things you have to say before I give my closing? Or Brian, you any more points you want to give before we let Q mull this over?
I am looking right here, Walt. Apple saying that if you don't want it, delete it. We just wanted to share it with as many people as possible. But that was easier said than done, and Apple had to issue specific instructions to the customer about how to delete the offending songs. The New Yorker's pop music critic, Sasha Frere Jones, a hyphen, so she has to be important, compared the stunt to junk mail. Don't shove your music into people's homes. No. A U2 album that some would have taken seriously was instead turned into an album that seems as pointless as it probably is. Lack of consent is not the future, Walt.
Well, there you go, too. That's interesting. It made that particular piece of art like shit. Like what
Why you didn't even listen to it? You have no idea what it was.
Well,
you've already admitted that.
But it's like junk mail. That's I never thought of it like that.
And the consent line,
it doesn't mean she's right just because she says it.
That's an interesting take on it.
I looked up your Twitter line, and I saw you use the word. I used the R word regarding this stunt.
Retarded?
You called it retarded?
No.
You said retarded?
Never.
No.
Rican?
No.
Rodeo.
Sexual assault.
Oh,
Rape?
Yes. You raped my phone.
Oh,
you said that. Oh, that was
publicly. He said that.
That was after you.
That wasn't on Twitter.
That was on Twitter.
I saw it.
Raped your phone, eh? Ooh, oof. Bono he's not in jail for sexual assault, is he? Because that would really be unfair. So okay, Q. It's the same as receiving junk mail. Says Sasha Frere Jones.
Like I offer you two. There's two choices here, Q.
Okay.
Wait, before you had said last week, and I hope this is not the punishment, that you would urinate in people's faces.
No, I'm not as mad anymore. That was over the Amber Alert.
Okay.
Not I could never get that upset over the.
I didn't hear a word from that guy either.
But I offer this up to you, Q. Maybe there's a lesser. We could find him guilty of the lesser of these. But
okay.
At best, Mr. Laudando is guilty of being a hypocritical biatch. At worst, he's guilty of acting, not acting, like a latte-drinking, presumptuous, self-righteous D-bag.
Wow.
You'd say biatch, but not douchebag.
Wow, excellent. Chris, do you have any closing statements you'd like to make?
It's every
Are
time
they on that little post-it you got in your as you're nervously fucking turning over and over?
Folding into eighths.
Origami and
anytime I get mentioned on this podcast, it goes from he's such a nice guy. Oh, that guy, he's such a nice guy, and then the next moment, fuck that ghost pussy.
Don't play the victim card.
No, I just think it's funny. It's like bipolar. It's
I said acting, not R. I chose my words carefully, unlike you.
I'm like,
yeah,
Right. All right. So that's your closing statements?
I have.
This is very sensitive.
his closing statements are I don't know what to think.
I don't know what the hell just happened. I think you guys raped me.
That's got to be one of the bumpers to the show.
No doubt.
I don't know what's happening.
So everybody rise. All right, thank you. All right, I'm back after deliberating in my chambers about this.
For what, like fucking a millisecond?
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to do. Much like, who is that fucking king, that King Herod, the one that said cut the baby in half?
Yeah.
Much like King Herod, my wisdom is knows no bounds. That's why you guys have come to me today to preside over this. I believe I've come to what I believe is a fair ruling. From this point on, Chris, you will no longer be known as a pussy for running away from the ghosts and spooks that resided in the Staten Island asylum.
Be careful.
Yeah.
It was also King Solomon, Judge, not King Herod.
All right, well, there you go. When I say spooks, I mean,
Schools, ghosties.
It's not wise to critique the judge when
as he's delivering.
When I can see in his eyes, he's ready to fucking throw the book at this motherfucker.
Well, what did King Herod do?
I'll look it up as you deliver your judgment.
So Chris, I know that's a big victory for you to get the official pardon, to get your name cleared.
There's a but here. I know there's a but.
Of course, there always is.
Right, but I'm trying to sweeten it up for him because I think this is the bigger issue for him.
Yes.
From now on, you will no longer be known as
Ghost pussy.
Ghost pussy,
From Auckland to fucking Staten Island.
Or you've been called the Ant Who Weeps. You've been called Knocky Knees Laudando. Many things over the years I've heard you referred to. Those are now banned, illegal. Forever now you'll be known as a guy who works for the criminal justice system who can't get arrested. However, I can't believe that you put out a tweet of such rage and anger, such as the one that you did. Rape rape is rape, my friend. And I think it was until the end that I was on your side. And then when I found out that you had publicly made a tweet comparing what you two did at rape, I just couldn't. I had to switch sides and rule against you.
He shouldn't have testified in his own behalf.
Yeah, he should have gotten. Maybe Ming was here. He should have asked him to be a lawyer.
I did. He ran out.
Okay.
Ming's quote: "I can't defend myself." He goes against those guys.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Well, Chris, when they say a man who represents himself in court has a fool for a client, and fortunately, I believe that's what happened today. I rule in favor of Walt and Brian. And demand that you immediately tweet
three apology tweets, 140 characters, the full extent of the tweet.
Right.
Should I write this down?
The tweet allows 140 characters. 2 U2,
Okay.
2 Apple, and 2 who else, Brian? Tell him Steve Dave.
Yeah, you should apologize.
Because we were outraged.
Yeah.
And,
I think I want to be called a ghost pussy.
No, you have to abide by this.
Yeah, this is legally binding.
And all the ants at home. What is your Twitter?
Chris _Laudando, Laudando.
We'll have to, everybody at home, your sentence will be to retweet his apologies.
So Bono comes to my house.
Right, eventually gets to Bono.
It really fucking rapes me.
I'll retweet it for you as well, Chris. So.
All right. Okay. Now,
Can you bang your gavel, Q?
Yes, King Herod out.
Yeah, King Herod was a madman who murdered his own family and a great many rabbis, the evil genius of the Judean nation,
Why was he
prepared to commit any crime in order to gratify his unbounded ambition, and the greatest builder in Jewish history. So he was a total jerk-off, but it was in order to build a kingdom, I guess. Wow, how unique of a king to do something like that.
What are you going to do? So there you go, Chris. How do you feel? I mean, it's got to be of two minds of this.
Do you think it was a fair ruling?
No.
Why not?
You think you got railroaded by the Tell 'em Steve Dave justice system?
Yeah.
Why on earth would you not think it was fair?
It's like To Kill a Mockingbird in this fucking place. I had no...
But you got the ghost thing overturned.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm starting to miss the ghost. I immediately missed the ghost.
I can cut that out if you still want to be ghost pussy.
Come on, let's be
Listen,
honest.
I guess justice served.
Let's be honest. In a few months, we'll forget about the
Yeah.
fucking
And he's
ghost.
back to ghost pussy.
Well, I guess it's justice served, and the law's the law.
Well, I am curious though, as Doug Llewellyn, we know how you feel after the loss. Why, if you were so outraged as we saw, did you not delete it from your iPod or phone or
I
whatever?
couldn't figure it out.
I couldn't figure it out. That was my ignorance.
you mean going in 3 seconds?
Exactly. Right? No, that's my own ignorance. I should have Googled it before actually going to the World Wide
Now, you were
Webs.
looking forward to this, right?
Yeah, it's good. Well, I get to see why. After this, I'm gonna have a meeting with him. But what say you? Yeah, no, it's good to see you guys.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm a fan like anybody else. So
Nice.
Yeah, I still don't understand the free thing. Like it's on your phone and you're like, all right, it's on there. It's like if I had 512 megs of space on my phone, it might annoy me. But since a lot of phones have 1632.
It doesn't take away the space from the phone?
Yeah, it doesn't even take away the space from the phone. Yeah, it's on the iCloud. If you had it to do over.
Right. I would Google the fucking how to remove this thing.
You wouldn't have tweeted your outrage?
No.
So but you know what? That's how people learn. Right? That's how people learn. They take their punishment, they do their time, so to speak, and they don't hopefully make the same mistakes twice.
Even the chair that I'm in is a lot lower than you guys. So you fucking put me out.
I never listened to this U2 album. I'm going to download it right now.
My wife says her 2 favorite songs of all time came off that album.
Really?
Because I told her she asked me what I was typing up.
Oh, wow.
And I was practicing in the mirror too.
What are you doing, you maniac?
And
I got a big case tonight, baby. This could be a career maker.
She is not a YouTube fan, so to speak.
She's not even a music fan, right?
But she listened to the album and she said that 2 of the songs are her all-time favorite songs now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will you give it a try now, Chris?
I think I will.
I'm going to listen to it on the way home.
Yeah, maybe on the way home I'll listen to it.
And I'm not even a fan
It
of
really
U2.
wasn't about the music to me.
Of course not. It's about to make me look like an asshole.
Not at all. Not at all.
Man, you could have came out
You
on
were
top.
just representing
You were going to
the
win until you
internet.
said the rape thing.
No way. There was no chance. I came in with one tweet
that's
and a
true.
Post-it note, and this guy wrote a whole dissertation on his fucking iPad. I was even looking up legal terms. I was going from
I was
books
gonna
to
say, you
school.
work for the
Criminal Justice College.
criminal justice system, and you still lost.
Is there any room for a young upstart lawyer? Maybe not so young.
Who?
Me?
No, me. You? Well, a pre-law.
Prosecutor?
Yeah, you can do a pre-law program.
I'm going to take on a murder case next.
Jeez, I feel bad for that guy.
He's 1-0 right now.
He's got an undefeated record.
That's great.
I was saying earlier, Q,
Yes.
it reminded me of our Cracker Barrel lunch today.
We have to talk about Toad today at some point. Let's not forget.
Yeah, we
please.
got a couple things we
Okay.
got to talk about for sure. When we went to Cracker Barrel, Walt, of course, BQ was recognized, and you are right. I think you said it last week or the week before. The explosion is it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yes.
It is everywhere.
It's becoming delving into the danger zone, where I'm afraid some fan is going to harm Q.
Oh,
at
like
some
a
point.
diluted, what's his name?
Like Steffi Graf.
Mark David Chapman or something.
No, not like
Oh,
that.
people came up to him at Cracker Barrel?
He's like John Lennon. Yeah.
I'm the John Lennon of impractical jokes.
Well, remember, I got access to their fan account for What Say You. Got to see the shit. I got.
Really?
Oh,
It's
yeah, it's
crazy
crazy.
stuff.
Well,
This 99% great
Obsessive?
things, 99% really sweet things, but then there's that 1% that takes it over. the edge.
They got a Q shrine.
Yeah, they're definitely burning candles and shit.
really?
Yeah, it's out there.
Well, we stopped by Cracker Barrel. Q had to run out to the car for a moment, and our servitor, very nice girl,
She was great.
like mid-20s to late 20s.
Yeah.
Asked me if that was Gwen from Impractical Jokers. I said yes. And she's like, oh, it's so weird. Wow, that's really him? And I said, yeah. And she said, do you think he would take a picture with me? And I said, I'm sure that after lunch, he'll take a picture. Now, before Q came back inside, another woman comes over. Sort of, I'd say, brash is the right word.
Brash, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, kind of annoying and loud, and asked the same question and asked if she could take a picture. And Quinn said, of course. He said, after I'm done eating and we're about to leave, take a picture. So we continue to eat, and my back is to them, but she's staring at you pretty much the entire time. Not our servitor, the other lady, the brash woman.
Every time I looked up, she was like a predator in the background, like watching to see if I was eating.
Lurking.
So I was eating lunch with a woman.
Waiting to see
she
when
was
you're done
staring
because
at
she
me.
doesn't want to. She's afraid you're going to scamper.
He's
going
to slip out.
Right.
So much
out
so.
the back door
So much so.
through the kitchen, maybe even.
I don't know.
Escort her through the kitchen.
She's terrified. She's panicked more so than if,
on her phone.
Exactly. That Q is going to slip away and she's not going to get this picture. So we're not even done eating, and the manager comes over with the waitress, and she said, would it be all right if she gets her picture with you? And Q
I was in the middle of something.
He's perplexed.
Right.
You're perplexed. He's like, yeah, I said as soon as I'm done eating and we leave. And she goes, oh, okay. She really just wants your picture. So, the end of the lunch comes. I go to the bathroom. I go to pay the bill. And in the interim, they got their pictures taken. And the
You
woman,
left him alone.
yeah.
Well, he was doing the right thing. He was going to pay the bill so we can get out of there as soon as the pictures were over.
Should you have left him alone, though? I mean, you really should have acted as his buffer.
Well, he wishes he stayed because something came up.
I do wish I stayed.
Yeah.
I should have stayed, but not to buffer.
Next
but,
week,
but to
trial by fire ants. we'll put you on.
Put me on the hot
yeah,
seat?
for leaving Q alone.
Okay. I'll bring my Post-it and the limpest evidence ever. And I already know I already know I'm guilty. So I'll be prepared for my punishment. But this woman complimented Q on taking the picture and how nice he was, and then went on to badmouth Kevin Bacon, who once stopped in and wouldn't take pictures with anyone. And her exact quote was,
she said that he owes his career to us, so he should be taking pictures.
to which I would have, and I wish I was
He
there.
wasn't there. I stood up for Kevin Bacon a little bit. I was like, you don't know what type of day he was having. He could have been fighting. Maybe him and Kira Sedgwick got into a fucking fight on the phone 2 seconds before we walked in. I'm like, you just don't know.
He's at Cracker Barrel, so obviously he's at a low point.
And I even said to her, I was like, look, I'm sure there are people out there in the world who would say that I was a dick after meeting me because maybe I was just in a bad mood, or who knows, I could be sick and people don't know it. So I stood up for him a little bit, but she was pretty adamant that Kevin Bacon owes her career to her and people like her, so he should be taking pictures with whoever asks.
To which I would have immediately taken her to task. In fact, I would like to bring her in after next week when I'm here the following week, because I would have said, like, look, you will go and you watch a Kevin Bacon movie, right? After you pay your money and you watch the Kevin Bacon movie, the contract has ended. He owes you nothing further. It's as if I went to Cracker Barrel and you serve the food and I pay the bill and I gave you a tip and I'm like, but I want this from you too. I'm entitled to more for some reason, because without people who eat at restaurants, you would have no career. So don't you owe your career to us? And I fucking wish that I could have been there to start the argument with her, but I was too busy looking because my hairband snapped. So I was looking for a hairband and going to the bathroom and paying the bill. And then Q told me this in the car. But and I'm not saying that you're like this lady, but that level of we all know you are. I'm just not saying it. That level of fucking entitlement. Yeah.
We're not saying it.
Fucking guys, man. I drove in from like Midtown Manhattan here, and it's like, what? I'm like,
So we got up extra early.
I left work early. My boss is a Clerks fan. She's like, yeah, you can leave early.
What did you think?
No,
I told you on the phone when you called. I was like, all right, we'll do this great bit. We'll do a trial.
Whatever.
You thought you were going on ISO Comics? to get your knob polished?
Yeah. I think you're going to
show up on Ming's Instagram with
a nice shiny knob.
By the way, did you see his latest?
No.
His latest? I wish he was here.
Did you see the one where he was doing a yoga thing and they were all like worshiping a little baby, an infant? You see that one? It's fucking crazy.
I'm talking about the Nerf one.
Right. Before we get off this, I agree with you. I agree with you. You have an ability to eloquently. I wish you wouldn't do it with the mad eyes though.
I get too worked up.
But
then I look
it's always
psycho.
too intense. It's way too intense.
Yeah.
You could say it that way, but with a level of a little bit more charming. Mm-hmm. I mean,
like
legs,
condescension.
arms, everything opens for you. I think a lot more than what. But the intensity of the eyes. It puts off people, though. Even though the sentiment is just
right. Yeah, I think you're right. You've said that many times. You've said that many times.
You've got to deliver your messages with a little bit more sugar.
Like take a deep breath.
I don't know. Yeah, you got to.
And then get into it
with a smile.
Right.
You could be a new MLK.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like delivering speeches like that, but you got to do it like not so angry.
That could be fuck you, Quinn. Tell me I can't be the next MLK.
Well, he seems to have had a real cause with,
Yeah, but I'm talking about how beloved
I'm trying to
Martin
protect
Luther
you.
King is.
he was shot to death.
Yeah, but you know how like
I'll martyr myself.
And justly
Kevin Bacon.
so, his messages were so well received, but yet his compatriot,
Right.
who's the other guy?
Malcolm X.
He's not so much beloved by, that's what I'm saying.
Because he came off real angry.
He was a militant. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
In the beginning, he was a militant.
They often say the difference between Professor X and Magneto is one is Martin Luther King and the other is Malcolm X.
And I agree with that. Like a little bit more, a little more warmth.
Professor X.
And you're going to be, you're going to move mountains.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. I try to keep the fucking intense, crazy eyes to a minimum.
You look like you're ready to fucking snap while you're saying it, though.
Yeah.
I think people start to lose the message because they're like, "Holy fuck, this guy's crazy."
Right, like PETA people who may have a good message, but it's lost in the throwing of paint on people and running around naked with chickens under their arms and shit like that.
Exactly.
All right. I'm going to take that under advisement. Well, do you want to hear my?
What was the Instagram thing?
Oh yeah, the
Ming,
Instagram.
yes. So this was This was, you know how I like to defend Ming. I don't like.
I mean, it's not even so much defense. I mean, like you shine more knobs than he does. It seems at times. Only his though.
Yeah, I think it's important that Ming have someone. You know how like
he doesn't need anyone.
Here's what happened.
He's walking fucking 6 feet above the ground at all times. He doesn't need fucking BQ from Impractical Jokers.
But here's my thought process. When Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and we had to vote to go to war officially with the evil Axis.
Careful here.
No, this isn't a Japanese thing.
It couldn't be worse than the spook comment earlier.
The United States voted, Congress voted almost 100% to go to war. There was only one dissenter. And that person said, look, obviously I know we have to go to war, but I don't think that any civilized nation should ever vote 100% to go to war, and that's why I did it. So that's what I try and do with Ming. I just feel like, as his friends, we do love him. There should be someone who stands up for him in the midst of the ocean of abuse that he gets.
So you're the pussy pacifist.
I'm the pussy pacifist. I'm the San Francisco senator.
You're running to Canada to call in your fucking opinion, you bitch.
But
So you can defend Ming?
It might be over. It might make it feel better than it not be over, because this happened today. It's a picture of Ming holding a Nerf gun. Okay.
Right.
And it says, he writes, huge thanks to @NerfNation for always keeping me armed with the latest in Nerf weaponry. Superior firepower always enables me to win battles versus zombies, my kids, nephew, nieces, and bratty neighborhood kids. The Nerf Zombie Strike Flip Fury is an awesome addition to my arsenal. #NerfNation, # something something.
Was that a commercial?
# someone wrote that copy for him.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he just did a commercial for all that shit.
He's working angles, man.
I will say this: whenever
he's making contacts.
Whenever we go
hold on, we have time for another fucking court to go back into session.
Yeah, we got time for a lot.
I mean, that's just commercial copy.
I will say this: every time we go to one of the Walker Stalker cons, they do give us tons of Nerf stuff, like Nerf guns.
Okay.
Like the other day, that picture that I put up with Sage and I, that was stuff that Nerf had given us.
Okay.
Which was very nice of Nerf. I didn't feel the need to put commercial copy under it. I was just saying that we were having a zombie fight. I like the lady in the background in the green shirt, like Nerf.
So you were put off by that cue.
I thought even for Ming
resorting to shilling for Nerf.
It was
on his Instagram.
It was very crass. I thought even for Ming, I thought it was a little crass.
I could just see him in my head right now, shucking and jiving while he's typing that with a big grin on his face, shooting off like bandoleros, but Nerf ones.
And I'll tell you what.
Dancing.
I don't like it. They all all the Walking Dead people. They all have them, so they start shooting at each other during the con. And me, I'm not joining in that type of reindeer games. And I'm so afraid that I'm going to turn around and somebody's just going to nail me right in the eye. But I don't. What am I supposed to do?
You don't want to be the party pooper. Old Man Johnson said, "Fucking."
Old Man Johnson fucking reported us to security. What am I supposed to do? I just got to risk my eyesight.
You just got to risk your eyesight.
Put some safety goggles on.
I should wear goggles the entire time. Yeah. I bought goggles because the projectiles go so fast and they have these little hard ends that I make Sage wear goggles so she doesn't get her eye put out. And I wear them too. Yeah.
Does Susie have a set of goggles too?
After she got hit in the eye once, directly in her open eye.
You didn't buy him for her?
No, I got them for her.
Until she got hit in the eye?
Well, she was the test case.
I'll take 2 goggles, please.
2 goggles and 1 eye patch. Her other eye is useless. Her vision was blurry for a bit.
Poor Suzanne.
This next thing was actually about Suzanne. Remember I told you the neighbor.
Yeah.
The
computer illiterate.
The
neighbor?
computer illiterate neighbor. She came over on Saturday, and told us about. She wanted us to sign a petition because the complex has bed bugs. Now, I learned something new about it today, Q, which I found very interesting. And I said, okay. Now the woman comes in, she's in our living room, and she starts to go on and on about how the association should pay for the removal of the bed bugs, and that she's going to get a petition up and all this other stuff. And I said, okay. I said, I'll sign. If everybody's getting bed bugs, I said, we don't have them. And then it turned out neither did she, but somebody else had told her that they had bed bugs. So I was like, well, why don't they just get their apartment done?
Right.
And if you think, if there's any possibility you have bed bugs, that entrance you just came in is also an exit. So please get the fuck out. I don't want your bed bugs around. But we sat there and listened, and I said, okay. I said, I would sign your petition. And Suzanne, she didn't say much, but she was like, okay, and see you later. Now, I guess that wasn't good enough for this woman, because she then contacted Suzanne later the next day, which would have been yesterday, by text and by Facebook, calling her a rude bitch, calling her a cunt. This is like a 60-year-old woman who's saying these things to her. And Suzanne was like, well, first the thing was, it was something about how rude Suzanne was and a couple other things. And Suzanne said, Mary, we'll say her name is. It's not Mary, but Mary, I don't understand why you're writing this. You're being very nasty to me. And she goes
using the cunt.
No, first she said bitch. Oh no, first she said she didn't say anything at all. Calling her names, but her tone and the way she wrote it was kind of nasty. And Suzanne said, I don't understand why you're being so nasty to me. And the woman writes back, I'm nasty to you. You're nothing but a little bitch. Everything you've ever told me is your fault, which Suzanne was like, I don't know what she's referring to.
Maybe like she's senile.
Suzanne has had conversations with her, but she says nothing in that. She goes, I have no idea what she's talking about, like being her fault. And she said, you're nothing but a crazy bitch. I feel bad for that kid, meaning Sage, because Brian is crazy too. And I'm like, how'd you find out? But I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why me? Like, I sat there and said I would sign your petition. I've never had a cross word with this woman. And what I'm about to read you, when it gets to the part about the screen, there's when the cat jumped out the window and broke the screen, it bent it so it doesn't fit in correctly. So the screen is placed right beneath the window. And in one of this woman's texts, she was like, "Oh, and kindly put the screen back in your window," as if
is she like the head of the condo association? Would she be able to give you like?
She's a nobody, right?
She is a nobody. She's lived there 26 years, so she's one of those types.
Yeah, she thinks that she owns the joint.
Right. So this is what I wrote to her. I didn't send it from my phone. I told Suzanne, I said, send it from your phone since she has your number, then block her. But this is the follow-up for anyone who wants to know.
She thinks Suzanne sent it?
No, she doesn't, because she knows I sent it.
Okay.
I wrote, Mary, this is Brian. I was so happy that Suzanne passed on your opinion, as obviously I give it so much credence. Parentheses, that's called sarcasm, incidentally. If your computer skills are any indication of your intelligence, I sincerely doubt your reading comprehension exceeds that of a remedial junior high student, so you may need someone to explain some of the more advanced vocabulary contained in this text. You don't know me at all, and I've never been anything but cordial with you. Parentheses, don't worry about returning the Bengay or rubbing alcohol you borrowed. You sure were hot to collect on a measly $10, though. End parentheses. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah.
So calling me crazy or spitefully saying that Sage has anything but a wonderful life shows the type of petty, repugnant, and ugly individual you truly are. Just a few days ago, I played accomplice to your theft of my time in regard to your silly bedbug petition. I said I would sign it. Did you have higher expectations than getting exactly what you requested of me? Have you considered that maybe, just maybe, Suzanne was hurt by your incredibly unsympathetic response when I told you she had a concussion? I believe your exact words were, she was supposed to help me with paperwork. You couldn't possibly fathom how crass and tactless you looked in that moment. No one with an ounce of humanity would say anything other than, is she all right? Your egocentrism is nothing short of grotesque. I may as well tell you now, before your incessant calls and visits asking Suzanne for help with her computer and iPad became intolerable, they were actually humorous. When she returned from either A, telling you something astonishing elementary for the 100th time, yet you were still incapable of grasping, or B, asked her something which decidedly challenged the adage, there are no dumb questions, we would literally laugh at how remarkably moronic you are. As far as judging my relationship with Suzanne, all I'll say is that the ability to hear a neighbor arguing with their significant other through those thin walls works both ways. You are way out of line sending Suzanne a nasty text like that, but still I have faith that your decision to terminate your friendship with her won't jar the world from its axis. Brian. P.S. The screen stays where it is. Call the association if you don't like it.
You got to move.
You just shattered that cunt.
Right?
Yeah.
And
she was basically like you encased her in ice. And then you just fucking flicked your finger and shattered her.
Right.
I did the right thing, right? Thank you.
And then blocked her.
So we didn't go back and forth with the argument. And you know what? And I think you'll appreciate this. She has a dog who's like very old, has cancer on its last legs. And I was thinking of making a cutting remark about that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a little bit bigger because I don't wish death on any pet or animal, despite how,
Yeah, this is the crazy eyes coming in again.
Right, that's why I stopped.
Okay, you shouldn't even told this on that part.
No, but it means I'm getting better. I'm doing a little bit better.
You should never admit that out loud.
Or I'll cut that part. But that's the follow-up with her. Holy shit, I could not. And Suzanne was like, I was stunned. It came out of nowhere.
Now, Chris, you heard that.
Yeah.
And you thought you had a fucking chance to come in here and win your case.
I knew I wasn't going to have a chance, but I just want to be able to put it out there. And looking at Twitter when you guys were talking, it's sad because all the ants are on my side with the Bono thing.
Not anymore.
But no.
Not after this.
They're on my side. They're saying fuck Bono, but it's sad.
We never addressed Bono. We never addressed Bono. It was about your behavior, not Bono's.
Yeah. You were like this nutty broad who lived next to me.
Yeah.
That's the great thing.
It's a great thing. Can never win. Doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't mean shit.
You can't come into a kangaroo court and expect true justice. But I think you'll find that you got what you deserve.
But the ants will kind of respect that you tried, though.
And they'll respect your apology.
Yeah.
You're all three of them.
Yeah. Right.
And they have
now,
to
should I do
different.
That now, or should I do it when the episode comes out?
No, do it after it. Like, do it Thursday or whenever that. As soon as you see that this episode's up.
Okay.
You have 24 hours after the episode goes up.
Otherwise, we're coming for you.
Penalties will be created and enforced if you don't.
Somebody tweeted me a picture of Bono giving the middle finger.
Wow. Can we talk about Toad? Because we keep fucking forgetting this.
We can talk about Toad briefly, who, for some reason, said that he never met you, Walt. And I was like, yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't remember.
You did. Well, Toad reappeared out of nowhere. I mean, out of complete obscurity. He could have been dead and we wouldn't have known. And then he, for some reason, he tagged me and he tagged Kevin and said, I finally broke down and got a Twitter account, LOL. He's LOLing at everything.
Yeah, he starts and ends almost every sentence with LOL.
So he's back, and Q and I at first were like, okay, well, how do we insinuate Toad into?
I mean, I was legitimately overjoyed when he told me that Toad was back. I was so happy.
And I was like, impractical
sounds like there's
jokers.
A butt coming here.
Toad may be on trial.
I have never found this. I have never been able to understand this level of affection for this guy.
It's true. You've maintained from the beginning.
I have never been enamored with this guy. I've never thought he was funny, really, and And I know he was back because I read some of the things, and I'm like, holy fuck.
It doesn't even look like English. It really doesn't. But that's what I feel like makes him so delightful.
It's tough to explain because I love the guy. I after all these years, I still love him, and I can't put my finger on it why. We were talking about it in our little love escape this weekend, and I was like, I don't know why. We're not making fun of him. We're celebrating him. He's like a little brother, but he's older than me.
We're trying to figure out how to incorporate him somehow.
Yeah. Not until. I'd say we're still looking to incorporate him, but holy fuck.
Evidently, Q has been getting barraged. Well, first, he tags us. No matter who he's responding to or what he's talking about, he now @s us. Mm-hmm. So you have to see his nonsensical feed nonstop. Right. And he's also been barraging Q with direct messages like 10 times a day.
It's unbelievable. I read him all the ones that he sent me in just one day, and it was 7 in one day, and it starts with "Good morning, bro," and then it just goes from there. He's pitching movies to me. He's talking about the show. He's writing sup with a smiley face. He's making pictures of me that says, "Hey, mustache, what's up?"
He's happy. He reconnected.
I know, but
he's beyond happy. Yeah,
what's
he's
his
ecstatic.
movie pitch?
I don't know. I guess
that to me is interesting.
But he's made an avatar for Twitter, and his Twitter account is @JedKnight75, JedKnight75, and he's calling himself TESD Toad, and in a stroke of absolute fucking genius. He's showing him the avatar?
No, something else. I've seen the avatar. It's a lizard,
a frog.
Right?
It's a frog.
It's a frog with glasses.
Because he's Toad.
Yeah, but
get a toad.
Get a toad. Get a picture of a fucking toad. It's a frog. It's an African rainforest frog.
Do most people know the difference when they see a frog and a toad?
Yeah, I think they do.
Really? Yeah. The layman?
Toads are like they're land.
Well, they're dry land creatures.
No, they're dry land. They're not water. They're not amphibious.
So if you see one, a disembodied head like Toad's avatar,
you can't tell it's a frog.
If someone said that was an African toad, I'd be like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. I would accept
but if
that.
it was your identifying feature and you were going to make a picture to represent yourself,
here you go. Here's like a toad versus a frog.
I'm ready to go back into court. That's not a big difference to me.
But that's a huge difference.
Put on your judge's robes, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, how is it different?
Get
frog
the chair.
eyes,
Switch
frog
chairs
legs,
with me.
Just a fatter base, like a fatter body. I think you're being a little bit too harsh on
I don't think so.
It's a guy who can't complete a sentence.
And now you're like, I can't believe this fucking guy doesn't.
He can't tell the difference in genus and species.
I mean, if you're going to go ahead and fucking identify yourself as Toad, like, learn about a toad. But whatever. Again, I'm not holding him against it. I'm just saying it's just funny to me. He's all over the map. He's on Reddit. He immediately went on the TESC Reddit, right?
Yeah. Do you guys frequent that?
I check it out every once in a while because I have to be reminded that sometimes the ants hate us.
I never go to it on advice of Walt.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Bro, I mean, are you with me or against me? That I don't think the common ban is going to be like.
But you're the only one at the table that feels that way.
All right, but I say put it out there.
I'm looking at the difference between a marsh frog and a cane toad. I mean, if you really study them,
right? If you went home tonight and you put your slippers on and you felt something weird in your slippers and you pulled it out and a fucking toad fell out, would you be like, holy shit, there's a fucking toad in my slippers? Or would you be like, holy shit, there's a fucking frog in my slippers?
Suzanne would be like, oh my God, it's a frog. And I'd be like, you idiot, it's a toad.
Be honest.
I do not, I think I would use the word frog. Yeah. Toad.
I think I'm 2-0, boys.
If you look,
Where's that murder case? Come on, I'm hot.
what are we waiting for? He could be exonerating or convicting people.
Convicting.
So here somebody asked Toad, because if you don't know who Toad is, if you go back and listen to the Houston We Have a Problem episodes, that's where Brian spends an inordinate amount of time trying to tell Toad stories to a completely disinterested audience. And somebody
As
asked
Walt sleeps and you fucking pass out drunkenly, like I had no fucking choice.
Somebody asked him, how much did you love the live from Houston episodes? And Toad responds, well, there's some things I could add in that was not said, and some things I hated, LOL, like I'm a man-child. I hated that. But over in all, it was great, and there's more to that Death Place than was told, just so you know.
So it sounds like Toad may be a little bit more sensitive than you guys think.
I don't want to make. I don't think saying he's puss hole of the week, but
No, Chris is here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks. It's been claimed.
He's got all marks.
One day, I tell you, I stand outside at night at the store with a flaming arrow about to shoot into it.
Q, you don't need to feel bad. I forget to check my Twitter direct messages all the time because it's so little, the icon. This is from yesterday. Dude, I just had a kick-ass idea that just hit me. It could be a great movie or comic. Get back to me when you can so I can tell it to you.
Oh, I can. That's what I really.
I think you guys would love my idea, LOL. Are you guys going to be out here on the 14th of this month or just Kevin J? It would be great to see you guys. I heard he's going to do some show. I heard it on the Smogcast thing. Sup, bro. And then sup, bro, and a picture of Buddy Jesus saying sup, bro.
Is there a chance that you just can't go back home again?
I think that this is perfectly in character with Toad. I think I just forgot.
Have you changed?
I've definitely changed, but I believe that
Everybody, a lot of the ants on Reddit are shaking their heads when you just said that.
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable.
When you admit it, you changed.
We've all changed, Walt, but I think that it's still there. I think I just need to maybe
you just need to hear the voice.
Yeah.
Disembodied typing on the screen.
Because believe me, I was very excited. I couldn't have been more excited than when Brian told me he was back. He's the best. He is so charming and lovable and hysterically funny that
you can't get him out here?
Although some people would say he's an acquired taste that Walt still hasn't fucking gotten the taste for after how many years now? I mean, I
only met him that one time, 15. Though. So I only had that one time experience. I'm not saying I didn't like him, but I just didn't. I just didn't get what all the frenzied, positive, fucking drop dead, fucking frothing at the mouth joy that you guys had.
But don't you remember, when we gave that guy the figure that he bought, and the guy was walking around. The guy was this guy Toad, Chris. I don't know if I must have told the story, right? We were at the San Diego Con, and Toad bought this action figure that he was very happy with, and when he took his eye off it, we stole it from behind the table that we were selling all our stuff at, and we gave it to just one of the kids that was in line, and Toad was working security.
Yeah.
And the guy just starts walking around by Toad, being like, "I can't believe I just found this! Like, it's awesome!" And
Toad was in up to it.
It took him a second to realize, and then it became a whole thing where it got to shoving back and forth.
Do you know who Toad is? Okay, because some people might not even know who Toad is. I mean,
you don't listen to the Houston show. Yeah.
I mean, should we give a brief? I'm not saying we go into every story that you told us.
Just tell them to go revisit Houston.
All right. Okay.
I did listen to that show.
And then when you have him back on, isn't it much better to then introduce him with all these stories rather than because then you're just being Brian again, telling stories when he's not here.
Yeah, I'm just worried. I mean, Toad, he's a special character. Maybe we can have Toad
Can you guys get him out here to come sit at the table?
I'll investigate it. But the last time we were going to have him out, we had to sign release forms for him and stuff like that.
Yeah, it got weird. Yeah, we literally would have had to take legal custodianship of him. And
Skype's the way. Then.
Yeah, it got to the point where it made us a little nervous.
So we want to do one of these commercials real quick?
Yeah, we got commercials at the last minute, Walt. But you say that you're prepared. You don't even give a fuck.
Well, I want to tell you guys something.
Okay.
I don't know if you were privy to this cue. I know, Brian, you were invited, but you never responded. But I had my very first power meeting.
Really?
Yeah.
I was invited?
You were invited. It was a power meeting over the phone. It was a conference call.
Oh.
With a sponsor.
At whose request?
At their request.
Whoa.
At a sponsor's request, I got a text from the guy who books our spots.
Right.
And he was in a tizzy. He was going like, "Please tell me you can do this power meeting." He didn't use the word power meeting. Right. I'm just saying that.
But that's what it was.
This conference call with a sponsor.
This power call.
And I was like, "Of course." I go, "What for? What?" I go, because I thought it was going to be.
You're getting yelled at.
I was going to get yelled at. Like,
right.
They're upset.
Which would be odd because this. Why don't we just say the sponsor instead of
I'm
holding
going to get into it.
You've poured your heart and soul into this sponsor.
Into this one particular sponsor. There's a couple sponsors that I have. I've taken under and I've given them special attention. Why? Just because I had nothing else to do. I don't tour like
it just
like
comes
you.
down to that.
I'm up to 4:00 in the morning anyway. Right. Let me just see if I can amuse myself. But the sponsor happened to be MeUndies.
Okay.
And they wanted a meeting, and I CC'd Brian. He never responded to any of the CC though, and I actually even said, "I'm up for the meeting. I'm not sure Brian will be there, but I'll take the meeting." And I get on a conference call, and there's 3 or 4 talking heads from MeUndies on the other line. 3 or 4. I couldn't tell because they all sounded the same.
Now, is this because? Do you know why this is?
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Well,
I know why the phone call, but I'm sorry. Just go ahead. I'm interrupting.
You can ask me. Go ahead.
Well, is it because that the ants came out in masse and showed them numbers that they were impressed by? Or were they impressed by the quality of the commercials?
I think, if I have to be honest,
yeah,
I think it was the commercial quality.
Okay.
And also want to give big props to Maxwell.
So thanks for nothing, Ants.
Because he is a huge reason as well that the MeUndies ads went over so well with MeUndies, the company.
Right.
So I'm on this phone call with MeUndies. I'm in the basement of the stash because I don't want no interruptions.
Right.
My first power meeting. And
what better place to have it?
I don't want some like, do you have the new issue of Spider-Man? And then that's overheard on the other side, and I'm like,
mockery of your job.
Yeah, well, that's Ming saying that.
So I'm on the line, and MeUndies is telling me how impressed they are with the ads, and how. And one of the guys on the other end has a question that I almost can't even really answer. He wants to know, why MeUndies? Why did you choose MeUndies to give such special treatment to? And at the time I just was like, I made up something that sounded a lot better than it really was, which was really like, I had nothing else to do that night.
Sure. Right.
But I said like, well, Brian told me that you guys are actually listeners of the pod, and that you enjoy the pod. So I figured you guys are up for anything. So I figured if there's any sponsor who is up for TSD treatment, it would have to be you guys.
Okay.
So, and they were so happy, and they're like, we want to buy a couple commercial spots throughout the year, but we want you to go crazy.
Really?
Carte blanche.
Really?
Is that right? Is that the way you're using it?
Yeah, very good. You've been practicing your French. I'm about to kiss up your arm and shit.
That's a new. I only have a couple French words. That's a new one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So they tell me nothing is off the table, and any ideas I want to go with this year. So I thought I'd bounce this off you, Q, and Bri.
Okay.
Do you remember? Back when we were kids, there was a brand of underwear that took the youths by storm.
Yeah, Underoos?
Underoos.
Yeah.
My idea tonight is meundiroos.
Okay.
Meundius, however you want to say it.
Right.
It's a lot harder to say than carte blanche.
Which I practiced for the last 4 days.
But podcasting underwear.
Okay.
Like a Get 'em Steve Dave version of meundiroos. Like, he had Superman underoos.
Yeah.
BQ.
Sure.
It'll just be different versions of
Okay.
different podcasting characters.
I will say this, Walt. I already love this idea because I find it oddly. It's like you know how like when it comes to like sex, everybody has their things that sort of turn them on. A girl in underoos, for some reason, has always done it for me.
We've shown we can't sell to the female audience, though.
But
so it's going to be Get 'em in underwear.
still,
That's what the people want.
Doing it for me. Still kind of doing it for me.
Well, you know what? So I bounced it off them on the phone, and they were like, "No, we're not interested in manufacturing podcasting underwear."
Oh, all right.
They told us to fuck off. Don't go that crazy.
But
Oh, jerks.
no, so they're not interested yet, but they want to see how our new spots are going to go.
Okay.
And
Always dangling that carrot.
So this is the first of the 3 big spots. The next spot that we do, and I agree with them though. You don't need bells and whistles to sell MeUndies. It's the most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear.
I wear their socks all the time. I'm not even kidding around. The socks they sent me, I wear them all the time.
I actually do as well. If they want to send more socks, I'm perfectly willing to take them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the quality would typically retail for 2 times the MeUndie price when you go out and buy on retail. So you're getting quality, you're getting savings, and it's so easy. You just go to MeUndies.com/, which this way? I don't know what that slash is called.
Oh, it's slash?
This way?
Yeah, they just say slash now, right? Yeah.
TSD, and you get 20% off, Chris.
I wouldn't even
You
bitch
said
about these.
you said you were the first. You were one of the first ones to buy an ant shirt or a TSD shirt.
I was one of the first ants to listen.
Oh, but you didn't buy a shirt.
Yes, I did. I have the original Tessie shirt.
You bought it.
Yes.
And you received it.
Yeah, I think
You're
it
one
was
of the lucky
I think it
few.
was when the store. No, wait, it was when you sold it in the store.
Oh, that's how
I'm an OG.
Okay.
But this is like free stuff. I mean, if they want to give away free stuff, I'll take it and won't bitch about it.
Yeah, this time, right? In this instance, you're will. But if you go to MeUndies.com and /TSD, you get 20% off your first order and free shipping, and save even more when you buy a pack of them. They guarantee you're going to be happy with them, and your first pair is free. Once you feel MeUndies on your body, you're never going back. But to get that 20% off, you have to go to MeUndies.com/TSD. And Q?
Yeah.
The next ad we do is going to be one of those knockout mini movies of an ad. Me and Declan and Maxwell are going to get together, and we're going to do the thriller of podcast commercials.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Remember when Thriller was released? It was fucking on every 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. I almost thought if the internet was around, I might have joined you, Chris, and complained about it.
It's like it was the behind the scenes too, right? They had like every week was like how the making of it.
Like every other video at the time was like, you know, and they kept trumpeting it out like we hadn't seen it 5,000
like
times.
John Landis was all over the place.
Yeah.
So
Dear strangers, allow me to register my discontent.
Mom, you got to stab him.
So the next MeUndies is going to be the biggest epic MeUndies spot ever.
Will I have lines in that as well? I hope so.
I'll do what I can.
Okay.
I'll do what I can.
All right.
You're the hardest motherfucker to nail down, though.
You got me once a week.
But we never know when that weekday is. Right. And believe me, I would love to. Oh yeah, you're the bearer. You have MeUndies on your bodies at all times. So yeah, you will have to be in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You're
I'm the guy in it.
Trust me, you got a spot.
Okay, sweet. I'm excited because I do wear the hell out of those socks. I gotta because the underwears that they sent us. Maybe I shouldn't say this.
Did you say underwears?
The underwears that they sent us.
Plural.
Okay.
You sent more than one pair.
Yeah,
they sent fucking bricks of them. I don't have any of them. I'm fucking making these commercials with Declan and Maxwell, and I don't have fucking one pair of undies.
You need socks.
Why?
Because you wear tighty whities.
Oh, it was tighty whities? Then there's no boxers?
They have trunks, which they didn't send trunk. They call it trunk.
Do you wear tighty whities?
No, I don't. I wear boxer shorts.
He wears boxers. These were boxer briefs. And
I don't wear boxer briefs. I got to get my hands on the trunks.
What'd you do with them then? You didn't wear them?
I still have them. I'll give them to you. They're unworn.
Nice.
Yeah, even if they are worn.
I'll sell it on eBay.
Hey, you said that there's people out there who are making shrines to Q. All that's missing is some slightly worn, soiled underwear by Q.
Somebody sent me the other day. There's a used Snapple bottle from Sal's on eBay.
Oh, it's worth $40.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Sal drank
nuts.
a Snapple on stage and left it when he went off stage. Somebody snagged
Whose
it.
Snapple is that right there? Is
This
that
is
yours,
Brian
Q?
Johnson.
Give me that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And put it up. It had 15
I don't know if Brian's
bids.
going to fetch 40.
Yeah, people are like, I mean, it's not even worth recycling, let alone paying for.
15 bids sold for $40.
That's crazy.
A used Snapple bottle.
And it's not signed or anything, right?
No, it's just one that he used.
Now, are you uncomfortable with the fact that somebody may have a BQ shrine out there? Does that make you? Because I would love it.
I don't
Scary.
think about it.
What do I got to do to get a shrine about me?
You don't know that there's not one about you.
Come on,
I'm sure there
we
is.
know.
There's gotta be Wolf
We all
Flanagan
fucking
shrines
know
out
that
there.
it's not the case.
So they send pictures of their Q shrine?
No. I mean, I just get weird. I read a lot of weird emails.
With like Barbie doll heads.
No, like there was this picture of Nugget, the Nugget bear, the honey bear.
Yeah.
Like some girl, like huge tits, just put it in between her tits.
And this makes you uncomfortable?
Not at all.
Did you panic?
No. I dropped the phone like shit. No, and then people.
Well, that's not weird. You should be
That
encouraging
wasn't.
that.
Did you
I
forward
do.
that to Q?
I sent it to Sal. I think I might have.
Oh, you did send it to me.
There was a guy who sent his resume the other day, wanting to be Sal's personal assistant. He's a government employee for the Canadian government with.
He's trying to get a
Secret-
green card through Sal.
Fucking like really. Like at first I thought it
He was
a goof.
unqualified?
Well-
or overqualified?
He might have been serial killer. I don't know. It was
Wow.
nuts.
Well, I got to get those MeUndies trunks. Anyway, let's get back to the topic.
Get back to
now.
this.
Well, I thought the commercial was over.
I
We
got to
can
try
move
them
on.
trunks.
Okay, do you want to hear something? This is distressing. I don't like this at all. This is a tweet from let's see, who is this guy? Hit here 420. Hi, Bri. I'm a 15-year-old Tell 'em Steve Dave fan. I called the stash to interview him for my school. I was also going to ask some Tell 'em Steve Dave questions, but Mike lied to me and told me he was the manager, and he said his name was Jimmy. I'm sad because I wanted to interview you and Walt. Now, what's going on here? Zapsik is,
That is
jealously trying
No,
to keep.
Absolutely not. Mike has carte blanche.
Oh my God! And just my erection is
And I've told him,
pulsating.
do whatever you got to say to keep me off that fucking phone.
Right.
And he could say he's the fucking manager. He
So
could say
sorry.
he's Jimmy. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in. I don't care if there are Tell 'em Steve Dave questions.
We're sorry. Hit here.
You're not
420.
here anyway, though. So
I'm
why
not
is he
here.
telling
Yeah.
you?
So I don't know. I mean, because he can't tell you because you don't.
And he does say his name is Jimmy a lot. I don't know why, but
I don't really get that either.
You guys just blew his cover.
it's the ants know it's him. I mean, his voice is so recognizable. If they call and they hear Jimmy, I'm sure they're just like, they know it's Mike. But I know what I gotta say though. The ants are awesome. They don't ever call and fucking pester you.
The ants are the best.
Do you? Speaking of, do you want an ant sent us an interesting article here? Stephanie V at hey_Steph V. What's that?
How long we been gone?
Oh, hour and a half. I just want to see what you think
Okay,
about
all right.
this real quick. Remember that fiance, that girl that wanted to marry Charles Manson? Did you read this?
Yeah, I heard.
You heard about this?
Yeah, I heard that it fell through.
What was your why?
Yeah,
Did you hear this,
I
Q?
heard it too.
No.
We'll do a quick recap though.
Okay.
For people who are in a coma.
There was a young with all the Toad stories and the fucking
No, I don't mean coma meaning that they don't watch the news.
Oh.
Not because
I'm in a coma because I just learned about this. Charles Manson was engaged to a woman 53 years his junior, and she actually looked like one of the Manson girls with that.
Yeah,
long,
I remember.
that long
this
I
I
dark
know.
talked
hair.
about this on
Yeah,
Tom
we
Steve
did.
Dave.
Yeah, we did. I thought you just said to refresh people's memories.
Yeah, but
In
who
case
she
they're-
was again though, and what she wanted to marry him, and she was way out of his league.
Yeah, she's 27.
She looks a little crazy and white trashy to me.
Do you know the story? What Brian's going to tell you?
Wait, I think I might. Is this when they found out her motives?
Yeah.
Do you know her motives?
Yeah.
So she's not really crazy. She was just opportunistic.
But she looks crazy.
To let everybody in on what we're talking about, she sought to wed the convicted mastermind of Sharon Tate and blah, 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 so that she could lay out his remains in a glass crypt. And she figured that she would draw huge crowds and make all kinds of money. But he doesn't want to marry her and has no interest in spending eternity displayed in glass. And he finally realized he'd been played for a fool.
Sounds like your final resting place at the stash in a glass coffin.
I know, but I mean, at least you were upfront about it. I was going to be an uncorrupted corpse.
The corpse, you would be sitting there holding a small black and white TV, and it would just have a loop of the Tell 'em Steve Dave from Mallrats.
Like the 5-second thing, and that's all that ever played because that's all I'd ever done up to that point.
But up at that point, there was no comic book mention. That loop, brother, is fucking way longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah, that loop is longer than 5 seconds, and we now have flat screen TVs, so I could maybe get a little one, You know
what you should do for Halloween this year? We should take out that Buddy Christ, put you in there, and you should take pictures with people holding the TV in the background.
That's not a bad idea of a waste of my time.
I
imagine shattered, like Buddy Christ falls over as we're trying to get him out.
I think I called it. I said that there was no way on earth that she wasn't in it for some sort of publicity.
I believe you said that too, yeah.
And it had to have been. There's no other way that someone that young is certainly not going to fall in love with.
She's got like a band she's promoting.
A man of Manson's ilk.
Right. I think that's it. I think that's everything.
Do we have another ad?
Do we?
Yeah, I thought we had Netflix.
Oh, that Netflix thing I have to read too. Yeah.
Wow, this is competition. Aren't we
with Hulu Plus?
Hulu's
I thought we were Hulu Plus guys, but I'm just supposed to read this thing. We have an Instagram too, Walt. Tell 'em Ants if you want to follow us on Instagram. So you could me and Q put up videos yesterday. I was also asked by a girl, Synergy7, why did you block her?
Me?
Yeah.
Synergy7?
At Synergy7. I'll give you the spelling and you can tell me why you blocked her.
I'll tell you right now. I blocked her.
CYNERGY7. Okay, I'll read the Netflix.
I can tell you what I think it was. I don't know. I don't remember this particular case, but people who are think they're funny and overly familiar.
Oh, she thought she was funny, huh?
That's generally what causes me to block people. Anyway, what was it? Spell it again.
CYNERGY. And then the number 7.
Synergy7.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's it. Tell 'em Ants.
This is a special on Netflix.
Yeah.
Is Ralphie May the
She's
kid
not
from
booked?
Christmas Story?
No, he's a comedian. He won. What was that? What was that show?
Last Comic Standing.
Yeah. Or he was
Peter Billingsley.
He was a finalist.
Peter Billingsley played Ralphie in Christmas Story.
Oh, okay.
Ralphie May is a very, very funny comedian.
It's filmed in front of a raucous, fist-pumping crowd in Atlanta. Ralphie May unleashes his hilariously raunchy, uncensored perspective on everything from airline travel to the news media.
That's a new one.
Ralphie May's blunt, down-home style may offend, but he doesn't care. After all, he's the kind of fool who goes to Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Now, Q and I discussed that last line.
Because it's closed on Sunday.
We know that, though. We both knew that and still didn't get the joke.
We know that, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, we talked about it for a good 20 minutes. Yeah, like, look at the eyes. What is the joke?
Because he's kind of oblivious. He's kind of like, he's saying he's the kind of... He's probably done it more than once.
Or is it that he hates gay people so much since Chick-fil-A is anti-homosexual that even on Sunday he wants to support them?
I can tell you that Ralphie May does not hate gay people.
This is pure speculation.
I don't know.
Yeah, they have it. What are you talking about? Chick-fil-A?
Oh, Chick-fil-A is the place that...
the big anti-homosexual agenda, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's an example of their hatred?
Oh, Walt's back on the case. Here we go.
Okay.
The lawyer's back.
me,
It's not a murder case.
I'm not usually a defendant.
Chick.
Let me step up on the
Defending. I'm not usually
bench.
defending, but are you sure that it's a hatred? Hate's a strong word.
They're on the very strong end of the neoconservative movement.
Yeah, the guy is the person who owns it, I believe, because it's a privately owned corporation, right? Is very religious,
right?
And they. I mean, it was huge. It was a huge
come out and
debacle.
said they will not hire a gay.
Well, I don't think you can do that,
Well,
right?
yeah, you can't say. But
So what have they
the
done to make them
controversy
say
with
that they
that?
hate people
They-
or hate gay people?
Okay, I'll read from Wikipedia. The Chick-fil-A same-sex marriage controversy. They were the focus of a controversy following a series of public comments in June 2012 made by CEO Dan Cathy opposing same-sex marriage. This followed reports that Chick-fil-A's charitable endeavor, the blah, 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 had made millions in donations to political organizations which oppose LGBT rights.
Okay.
Activists called for protest and boycotts of the chain, while counter-protesters rallied in support by eating at the restaurants. I'm not going to eat there because I'm like, who the fuck puts pickles on ketchup? I mean, on chicken. It's the most disgusting fucking thing ever. Like,
That's why you're not
That's
eating
your
there.
stand.
yeah, I don't care about the gay thing.
When you place the order, you can be like, hold the pickles.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, oh, so a gay, huh?
No, you're holding the pickle.
We flushed you out. You swish. Yeah, I'm holding my boyfriend's cock. I'm like, hold the pickle. And they're like, oh, you know what? I'm like, no, that's a statement. I'm holding, not a request.
All right, so you may have. You know what? I'm not going to take this case on.
Okay, all right, there you go.
You recuse yourself?
I want to keep my perfect record.
Yeah.
I don't want to take any cases I may lose.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a very
Better
good.
call Walt.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not the Tell 'em Steve Dave animation thing of the week, better call Walt. And Rich ain't doing his job, right?
All right, so what do you guys think about? You guys going to
Is his
watch
name
this
William?
Netflix?
What?
Is it his name
I thought it
William?
was Richard Chambers.
William Chastain, yeah.
Oh, then
Yeah.
William. Well, Richard ain't doing his job right either.
You guys going to watch this Netflix? Do you have Netflix, Chris?
I use Scott Schiaffo's account.
Do you really?
That's like fucking. That's like downloading
God.
illegal music.
Fuck that.
I'm going to have to clip this.
What the fuck, bro? I'm glad I ruled against you. That's crazy.
I can't believe this late-breaking fucking
What?
admission.
Look at him, like
He's
you
laughing.
don't you work in the law enforcement?
No. I work in a college. That's a criminal justice
What, like
college.
a campus
Yeah.
cop?
No. I work at a criminal justice
Giving out
school.
parking tickets like a douche.
So why
stood up for
are
you.
you so worried about being
It's paid for.
What?
It's already paid for.
No, but why
The
are you
account.
so worried about being caught on the at the
Willowbrook.
mental institution?
Well, there were signs everywhere that said "Do not trespass" by order of the New York State.
So wait,
I worked
didn't
for
you-
the state.
Didn't you just earlier in the show say that he couldn't because he wanted to work in
No.
in
I work
law enforcement?
the school. I work for a public university, employed by the state of New York. There were signs
You think
everywhere.
that they would fire you for that?
Who knows?
Yeah, I won't want to take the chance
I don't
either.
know, I wouldn't take the chance.
You know what? Yeah, I
At that point,
I support your decision.
Yeah,
Stealing Netflix.
I'm not
also.
stealing
But
it.
what
Stealing
about
anything.
this though?
I'm not stealing.
What about the
anything.
Scott
It's being paid
Schiaffo
for.
account?
He said I can use his account. That's on Scott Schiaffo.
No, I think two people can use the account, right?
I don't know.
Or you can buy more because
It's
I know that
$8 a month.
I know that my mother and my sister I like my sister uses
Yeah.
my mother's account.
I'm
He
sure
was
they don't
so like he was like fucking. What was the untouchable? He thought he
Elliot
came out
Ness.
like he was
Elliot
fucking
Ness.
Elliot Ness. But I never legally downloaded a song ever. But yet you're fucking stealing movies
But
left
I'm
and
not
right from
stealing
Netflix.
it. It's being purchased legally
Oh, okay.
By someone else.
by
Oh,
somebody
someone
else.
else.
He's allowing me to.
Oh, so I guess it's really not.
It's kind of gray.
Why
a
is
little
he
bit
picking
gray.
up your tab?
No, he had.
Do you give him $4 a month?
No. Well, how it started was when Brian was on Talking Bad.
Yeah.
I had said, hey, I watched it, but I had never saw Breaking Bad. And I say, hey, Brian, I watched Talking Bad, support you, but I never saw the show. And then Schiaffo was standing next to him. I was like, oh, you got to see the show. Here, you got to take my Netflix information. Here, take it. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, so it's not really stealing it. Every time you... Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it was. You should be opening up your own account.
Yeah, he should be paying his $7.99 a month.
Why should I? I got Scott Schiaffos.
Because it's the right thing to do. Like, Netflix is a business.
If you're worried about, the university...
I'm not worried about
getting wind of this.
I think you're okay here because you are allowed to... use it on more than one TV. I think technically those TVs are supposed to be
in the same household.
In the same household, or belong to you. Like because you could use the account on a computer, iPad, whatever.
I use it on the phone and a computer.
I think technically Chris could get off on this one. It's a gray area.
Not if I'm prosecuting.
Johnson's on my side today.
Yeah.
So will you under Scott Schiaffo's account, will you download the Ralphie May special?
Sure. Is it free?
Well, for you it is.
Yeah. Not for Schiaffo.
Free for you.
Absolutely.
What about you, Brian? You gonna check it out?
You know what? I like stand-up comedy, and after hearing that killer joke about not going to, about going to Chick-fil-A on Sundays, how could I stay away? So yes, I will be watching it.
It says here, Netflix is not tracking this, so have fun. Meaning they're not even going to listen to this ad.
They don't give a shit.
They are.
Yeah. Yes, well, we could have not read it and still. Are we getting paid? Like, who the hell even knows?
The real thing with Netflix.
Why on earth? That is the most bizarre footnote to an ad. Guys, they don't care what you say about this. Have fun.
That means they're listening. All right, take two.
But on Netflix, you could see BoJack. Our beloved BoJack Horseman is a Netflix original.
BoJack.
Are you guys going to do that podcast?
I think that we no. I think we are. Hey, how dare you?
It was you.
We're ready to do it this weekend, and then they don't have any fucking cable up in this. It's so remote. This cabin.
They have cable. They just shut it down.
It's fucking rustic as hell.
Maybe turn the cable off before you got there. He expected a lot more than fucking you guys watching cable. It sounded like.
Yeah, Quinn went up earlier and cut the fucking lines and shit. I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "Nothing. Come on, get inside." Wow, I'm bored. You think we should take a shower?
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Go to work just so you can treat me like a jerk. Why, I'm sick of listening to you, bitch. Stupid snot-nosed pea-brain little shit. Hey, you! I don't wanna hear it anymore. Hey, you! Get the fuck out of my store. Wake up, go to work just so you can treat me like a jerk. I'm sick of listening to you, bitch. Stupid snot-nosed pea-brain little shit. Hey, you! I don't wanna hear it anymore. Hey, you! Get the fuck out of my store.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.